Hello everybody, yes it is me, PD Boy here, back again with a brand new video, and today we are going to be talking about the situation in regards to Avi Lewis, the new far left leader of the NDP, who's so far left, he wants government run grocery stores, he wants to build government houses, and of course he wants the Green New Deal because why wouldn't he? And of course he's anti-pipelines. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because this could really be Carney's kryptonite. Now, since the election of Avi Lewis, however, there has been some very interesting situations in regards to two provincial wings, the Saskatchewan and Alberta NDPs, both announcing that they're going to distance from Avi Lewis. Now, they're not denouncing him, they're just distancing. So they'll be willing to work with him for sure. Now, so here's the thing. There has already been arguments made on the conservative side. Now, on one side, you have you people saying that he could make the NDP lose even more support, or the NDP might even gain support. In fact, significantly. And I do think two things can be true at the same time. And I think both arguments do have some merit here. Because, yes, Avi Lewis being so far left is definitely going to lose and alienate moderate voters. That is absolutely going to be the case. However, him being elected at the same time maybe might be what the party needs. A charismatic and enthusiastic leader with a direction. Now, it will definitely help in the short term, not in the long term, because Canada specifically as a country, the whole Overton window, has only been shifting in one direction, and as to the right. So, over the coming years, if the NDP are smart enough, and hopefully they are, maybe they're not, I don't know. Judging by that convention, they're clearly not that smart. The NDP are going to have some trouble if they only keep going to the far left. Now, the far left will help them, especially with Mark Carney as Prime Minister right now, because they could definitely chip away at his far left vote, especially on the issue of pipelines and the issue of big bankers, big business, and along with President Trump, because of course that has to be the issue. And if Avi Lewis plays his cards right, he could screw over Carney. Now, yes, I know Carney is probably going to have to compete with Pierre for voters. However, though, I do think Pierre, all he could really do is just keep shifting the Overton window. But if he plays his cards right as well, here's the thing. Pierre is probably, I know the polls are not showing him at 40% at the moment, but I'll be honest with you. Okay, at worst, Pierre is probably at like 37, 38%. At the very, very, very worst. Now, I do think by the next election, he's probably going to reach I do think Pierre's floor, realistically, is probably 38, 39, even 40%. Now, I will do a prediction in the next video. Now, it's going to be a bit longer because I am going to do regional numbers, because with Avi Lewis winning, this is going to be a very regional election. And it's going to be an urban-rural divide on steroids. Because Avi Lewis is not going to make much appeals by basically advocating for banning cars. Especially if you live in rural Canada, where you kind of have to drive everywhere. And also in resource areas like Northwest BC, which the NDP already lost that area. Good luck flipping that back, because you won't. And also, along with Carney being pro-pipelines, as I've said, and then with Pierre, and that's the thing. Pierre then at that point just needs to campaign that Carney's not doing anything, and Pierre can convince over enough moderates to go over to him, and let's be fair, he probably will. Now, recent polling has come out showing that Carney's numbers in Alberta are not as high as they seem, so Carney probably hasn't been gaining that much support at all. Now, he's probably like at best in the low 40s, like 41, 42, 43%. Again, we'll do another video about this because I do think things can get really interesting here. And yeah, that's really all I have to say for this video. So yeah, it's been a short one, but the next one will be a bit longer because I'm going to be working with spreadsheets and I'm going to be typing in numbers for each region. If you love spreadsheets, you're going to love the next video. That's it from me, guys. See you in the next one. Bye now.